Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. We have this show that's not only filled with axe throwing, but we'll also be going up in the aerial obstacles, zip lines. This is going to be an absolute blast. So we are filming today from Treetop Trekking Eco Adventure Park, which is just 5 minutes away from Port Perry. It's located in Oshawa, and I'll be meeting with Tyler Richards, the general manager. Him and his family have been running this amazing park for years and years and years, and so we'll find out also a little bit about the history of the park. Now, if you want to be on the show, maybe you want to create a show like this, make sure you contact me. Check out the email below. Maybe you want to educate the community about something. Maybe you have a product, a service, something that you just want to make sure that everyone in the community knows about. So check out that email and let us know. So we're going to have a blast here. You're going to see me up on the zip line, on these aerial obstacles. So we'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Let's do this. Thanks.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So with me here is Tyler Richards of Treetop Eco Adventure Park in Oshawa, just 5 minutes from Port Perry. And we are talking about this little kids obstacle event here, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So what age group is this for?
So this is designed for ages 3 to 6, kind of toddler age.
Toddler, oh, okay, that's amazing. Because I really didn't know that there was anything like this anywhere around Oshawa, even Ontario, for this age group.
We're one of the only ones in Ontario, or I think we're the only one in Ontario that has a toddler course.
That's amazing. Okay, so how does this one work?
So kids just slide on at the beginning, and they go around, complete all the obstacles, get to do a zip line, which most places don't have as well, on their kids' courses, and
Cool.
They get to do it as many times as they want in an hour.
Nice. And they're wearing a harness and everything, so you have
full
harnesses?
time, and then parents can walk along with them and help out if they need it.
Nice. Okay, so I understand once the COVID restrictions lifted, you've had a ton of kids through this one course.
We've had quite a lot. We're always busy on the weekends, and we're starting to get there on the weekdays too.
Nice. That's congratulations, by the way. That must feel so good.
Yeah, it's been a big weight lifted off.
Yeah, back in action. You even have a school group here today?
Yeah, we do. First school group in a year and a half.
Nice. Okay, so good. So I see also over here you have a volleyball court.
Yep.
Little beach volleyball. When is that in use?
That's in use. We use it for our summer camps. Our birthday parties use it. Sometimes schools use it as well. Corporate bookings, team building type things.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so tell me about your birthday parties.
Yep.
Is it for various age groups? Do you even have adult birthday parties here? Or?
We do have adults that come for birthday parties. It's not a specific booking. So for kids course, so our bigger kids course and our youth adult courses, we do offer birthday parties up to age 15.
Okay.
And then for older people, we do have group rates as well.
Okay, that's amazing. Now, I also see that you have a wheelchair ramp over there. Do you actually have an obstacle for wheelchairs?
Yeah, so we have the only handicap accessible zip line in Ontario. It's only about 110 feet, but we do offer it for free to people with mobility issues.
Okay, that's great. Okay, you have this massive platform over here, and there is a big rope. So is this one of your main zip lines here?
Yeah, so this is our big zip. It's our longest zip line, 734 feet long, and you can go up to 60 kilometers an hour down it with the right winds.
Oh, wow, with the right winds. What are the wrong winds?
So winds going into your face are going
Okay,
to slow you down. Winds at your back are going to speed you up. Or
Okay.
someone like me who's a little bit larger in stature goes a little bit faster.
Okay, what's the average speed you would go on there?
Probably 30 to 40 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Down it, and like I said, if it's windy, probably a little slower.
Okay, what would you expect today?
Yeah, about 30 to 40. It's kind of blowing at our backs right now, so yeah, you probably go pretty fast on it.
Okay, nice. Now, I understand you would love to put another one of these kids courses in,
Yeah.
but wood is pretty expensive these days
Wood
right
is
now.
expensive. We do, we're lucky we have a managed forest here, so we do have a lot of logs that have fallen on the ground. We are able to get some of our own wood, but some specialty things like the round logs and stuff like that, we do have to buy out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you also have to, are the wires and everything that go into this pretty expensive?
The wires are pretty expensive, yeah. They're probably the most expensive part on the courses, aside from the equipment. But then the wires they're really long wires and they cost a lot.
Okay. Now, I understand for this year you got some new harnesses to help with COVID
Yep.
restrictions and stuff. Do you want to tell me about those?
Yeah, so we added new harnesses this year. They're one-piece harnesses, and they're easier to sanitize for our guides. So they only need to use sanitizers. Our old harnesses you had to wash in a big pot of soapy water. These harnesses we just spray with the alcohol sanitizer and sanitizes them nice and quick. The alcohol also dries really quickly, so we can reuse them sooner.
Okay, and how often are you checking those harnesses to make sure that they're in good repair?
Every day. We
Every day?
check them
Wow.
every time we put on someone, and we check them every time they come off.
Okay, and what about the carabiners and all
Yeah,
that?
that's part of our daily checks.
Nice.
So we check them as soon as we put them on them. We make sure they're working. We also have a demo course to double check that they're working as well.
Okay, good. And with the carabiners, how often do you have to replace those?
About every 10 years, so we're halfway through the lifetime now. It's more pieces inside them that wear out. So they're a click-it system. They work with a series of magnets and wires, and they can't come off at the same time. So it's physically
Okay.
impossible to unclip yourself in the trees. And we find that it's the magnets and the hinges that wear out more so than the carabiners themselves.
Okay.
So we do replace them as needed.
So would you say there's any risk involved with doing these courses?
No, not at all.
No, maybe a risk of fear coming up?
Yes, yeah. We do get people that don't know they're afraid of heights and get up on the first platform and find out they're afraid of heights.
Wow. Okay, so what happens then? If they get up on the first one, they're like, I
So
can't do this.
Our guides are trained to lower them down with a rope if they don't want to go back through the courses. They're able to lower them down safely to the ground, and then we'll take them off on the ground. They can go about the business, watch the rest of the group, or they can head back to the office.
Okay, nice. Now, you had mentioned that parents will stay with kids around here. Can someone come with someone else that is not necessarily going to do the course, but they want to be there as their cheerleader, their
Absolutely,
support?
Yeah. We get a lot of
Okay.
people walking along on the ground, following along, taking pictures and stuff like that of their groups going on in the high ropes courses.
Okay, that's nice. Have there been any injuries here?
Bumps and scrapes,
Okay.
but nothing to write home about.
Okay. Which is the course that you think I'm going to absolutely love?
Our silver course is a really fun one. It's one of our newer courses. We did add 2 new high ropes courses about 3 years ago, and so it's one of our what we call our newer courses. They're not really new anymore, but it is the more fun one to do, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. So we will be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
That cup of coffee in the morning may seem like the only choice, but is it really? Caffeine found in the coffee bean does block the drowsy-causing effect of chemicals, but that can only last for so long before we crash. The honey and tea way of getting out of bed is reaching for a cup of superfood matcha green tea. Unlike most teas, matcha powder uses the whole leaf and contains the plant energy of chlorophyll. 1 cup of matcha is like drinking 10 cups of regular green tea. With Whisk in half a teaspoon until the tea dissolves. Within 10 minutes, matcha can regulate blood sugar, preventing glycemic slumps. Superfood Matcha Green Tea, your new, most treasured energy booster.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I'm with Tyler Richards of Treetop Eco Adventure Park. And so I understand your family has owned this property for quite some time now.
Yeah, we've been traveling the trails here for almost 90 years, but we've owned it for about 50.
90 years. Holy crow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, I understand before it became this eco-adventure park, you did cross-country skiing here and cross-country running.
Cross-country running, yeah. A lot of kids in Durham who are about my age might know about the running through the hills here. The DEEA or DAA used to run their cross-country meets here.
That's very cool. Why did you switch? What was the inspiration to switch to an eco-adventure park?
Well, we're in the Uxbridge Marine, so there's not a whole lot we can do with the property. Well, the buildings here were here before the Uxbridge Marine Act passed, and so we were looking for something that we could do that would make money but wouldn't impact the environment at all. And all our platforms and all our trees, everything's done in a way that can be undone without any damage to the tree.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So you specifically, like, did you have to, did you design it yourself, or did you go to aerial designers to figure out how you're going to do that?
Yeah, so we used to be part of a company called Trigo. They were out of Quebec in France. So we were a franchise of them, and they designed everything, and we built it. And then after our franchise agreement lapsed, we went on our own and went independent, and we've been doing it ever since then.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So I understand you also have a banquet hall here. What type of events do you do there?
Yeah, so we do weddings, sports banquets, funerals, proms, all sorts of different stuff like that when we are allowed to open.
All right, what's the capacity?
Up to 250 on our upstairs, and I'm not quite sure the basement, but it's around 50 or 60.
Nice, and you have catering and all that stuff?
We do all our in-house
Bar.
cooking. We have a bar, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And how long ago did you build that facility?
That was built in 1988, and then we expanded it a little bit over time, and then we built this park in 2012.
Okay, so do you have any ideas for expansion?
We are, like I said earlier, we're going to add another kids course here eventually, and then we are going to add another more advanced kids course out in the woods. And we'd like to add a more advanced expert course as well down the line, but we're trying to get through the pandemic.
Okay, yeah, understandable. So tell me about your team building.
Yeah, so throughout the years we've had lots of different teams come through, from as small as a small baseball team, 9 kids, to 200 kids of a full organization come out. And they work through the courses as a team, help each other out, and help build confidence in each other.
Nice, so you have low ropes and high ropes courses?
Yeah, so we do have a children's course that's pretty low to the ground. Not as low as our junior children's course, but it's about 15 to 20 feet off the ground, and then we do go up higher than that on our more advanced ones.
Do you have some of those low ropes activities of the team building? You need to communicate, you need to figure out how to get the tire over the...
Yeah, so our obstacle courses are a lot like that.
Okay.
They're higher in the trees. Our staff is out there to help when needed, but we do encourage team building and teamwork to help each other get through each obstacle.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you love about being the general manager of this place?
I love the freedom. I'm outside a lot, and I get to do a lot of the things that I want to do outside. When I want to go down the zip line, I can go down the zip line. When I want to go walk the trails, I can go walk the trails. And I like the people I work with, too.
Nice. So when you think back 30 years ago, did you picture yourself doing this?
Nope.
What did you think you'd be doing?
Well, I went to school for journalism, so I pictured that, but things changed, and here I am.
That's amazing. So is it your whole family that has been involved with this?
Somewhat, yeah. My dad's the one who, Mom and Dad are the one who built it. My grandpa and grandma used to be involved in the banquet facility, and now they're retired and old now. And then my kids are also involved in it as well, so quite a few generations worth of Richards here.
That's amazing. I understand that the kids course, you have a nickname, Andyland, instead of Candyland.
Yeah, so our junior children's course, we built it for my daughter at the time. She was 3, and we built it for her because she's been doing zip lining since she could walk.
Nice. So I take it she'll be one of your facilitators sometime soon.
She plans on being a guide as soon as she can be.
Okay, that's amazing. So tell me something. What is your, do you have an inspiration for each of the obstacles that are here?
Not really per se. The courses are designed after an old concept of military training that the French military used to use 100 years ago. And so they're built around kind of physical exertion and working yourself out. And we find it's a good workout to do the courses. And we like to get progressively harder as we go.
Okay, I love that.
Yep.
So how many acres is this property?
We have 130 acres. We're the second largest privately owned forest in the Durham region.
Oh my goodness, how many acres are you not even using yet?
The park itself is only on 6 acres. So
wow, so
we have a lot of land to use.
yeah, Wonderland, here you come.
Yeah, can't do much with it though. It's the Oak Ridges Moraine, so
Okay,
we're very limited in what we can and can't do. Of course, money talks, but
right.
we try to keep the environment the way it is.
Nice. Do you ever do any events such as, I was just thinking of those, the color running events, the foam events, the mud?
Not so much, no.
No?
We don't really have the capacity to. We're not allowed to make new trails and anything like that. So
Okay.
all the trails that people are on are trails that people skied on 100 years ago.
Okay, that's fabulous. How long are those trails?
Some of them go across the whole park. 130 acres worth of them. The one we use, the main one, used to be our green trail when we did cross-country skiing, so it's the shortest.
Okay.
And it's the easiest to walk as well.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. So we'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened. And it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday. Because now she gets to keep having them.
So happy to be back in studio for season 2 of The Social Life at a distance. We're your hosts. I'm Ksenia Shpak. And I'm Stephanie Lorero, and we are so happy to be bringing you guys the latest trending news. We want you to be in the know. What's happening in the world of sports? What's happening in the world of entertainment? What stories are trending online? We're gonna bring all that content to you and much more right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I'm here with Tyler Richards up in the trees at Treetop Eco Adventure Park. So I feel like I'm wearing a little bit of an uncomfortable thong right now. That's what this harness feels like, but I feel safe. I feel very safe up here.
That's the main part.
Okay.
They're not designed for comfort, they're designed for safety.
No, or fashion.
Or fashion, yeah.
So tell me about this course that we're on.
Yeah, so this is our beginner course. We call it our harder beginner course because it's slightly harder than our white course, but not hard. It's just the elements are a little bit more difficult than the course before it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand this is one of the most popular ones to lower people down on.
Yeah, so 90% of our lowers happen here on this course, a couple platforms from here. Just people get to that platform, they feel like they can't go on, and we have to drop them out of the trees. Obviously, we do it safely with a rope and special techniques, but that's how we get people out if they don't want to go back.
So do you think by doing the first half of this, then they might get to the point of their nervous system is just like, okay, I'm shot now.
Yeah,
I need to get down.
It'll either happen that they are able to do it or they're not able to do it. They're usually tested here within the first couple elements.
Okay, because looking at this, I feel like it's a nice entry-level type of course because you can hold onto these ropes, you can hold onto the wire. You got something pretty large under you. It is swinging, but it feels pretty good.
This was one of our first courses we built 9 years ago, and then we added a second beginner course to kind of help take the load as we got busier. But this was our first and most popular course to go on.
Now, tell me some of the benefits of doing courses like this.
Yeah, so you're getting a full body workout. You're doing upper body stuff, lower body stuff, cardio. It's a full body exercise.
Now, I also think about the confidence and courage that you build doing these types of courses.
Absolutely, yeah. It takes a lot to kind of face some of your fears and get over the heights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I did something like this, I remember my legs shaking, and then the whole wire would start shaking. But I finally felt better when I actually allowed myself to fall, because then I could feel that this harness had me, the carabiners had me, I was safe. So after that first fall, I was good.
Yeah, and sometimes it does take that for people to really understand that the harness can hold them, especially for children.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I would think it'd be scarier for adults.
It sometimes is, yeah. We do get a lot more scaredy cats on the adults course than we do on the kids course.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm so excited to see more of this course. We're here at the Silver Course, which is the intermediate course at Treetop Eco Adventure Park, and I'm here with Tyler Richards. And so the element that this young guy just went on, you said it's called a skateboard?
Yep, that's our skateboard. Yep. So it's a sliding element, much like a skateboard. And it skates them across 2 wires there with a pulley at the bottom. And we find it a little bit more difficult on this one than some other courses, just because the nature of pulling off your clickets as you're getting off the skateboard, it becomes a little bit harder. So that's why we call this one our more difficult intermediate course.
All right. And then what's this element over here with the round pieces of wood every meter or so?
Yeah, so that's our spin bridge. They actually spin freely. So customers get a little bit of a surprise stepping on those when they spin. And then another one here on the twist bridge. When you get to the end, it twists you. So if they're not expecting it, which they won't be, they'll get a little bit of a surprise there halfway through.
Oh, we definitely have to get them on that. Okay, here they go. Here goes one right now. Let's see how he does. So far, he seems pretty agile.
Yeah, just wait till he gets to the middle, though. It threw me for a surprise the first time I did it, too.
Okay, so just around here is when it's going to start twisting on him?
Yeah, should start to go any second now. He seems to be getting a little bit of a better hold on it, but...
And he seems pretty light. Does your weight make a difference on an element like this?
It will, yeah. It definitely... There you go.
Okay, there you go.
It definitely changes the way the element moves and how much it swings and sways.
Okay.
So a bigger guy like me makes it move a little bit more than a little guy like him.
Okay, yeah, he's making it look pretty easy.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
The transition to the side, he handled it really well.
Yep.
Okay, so we have these logs over here, and they seem to be swaying quite a bit.
Yep.
Do you recommend going on this one quickly or slowly, or what's your strategy?
If you're confident with the floating logs, that one's a good one to get your bearings on. They used to be a lot more difficult. They used to be all individual logs, and then now we found people had way too much difficulty with that, so we attached them all. And it's still difficult. It's just not as hard as it used to be when we first built this course.
Okay. Well, you got to change things up and also help people to be successful.
Absolutely, yeah. We just found we had to do too many lowers at this one, and we had to adjust it so people could have as much fun as possible.
Now, I see some elements over there with the long poles and the bars at either side.
Yep.
How does that one work?
So that one's our Parrot Bridge. It's kind of like a Parrot swing. So you have to step on each side and go through it, make sure you're swinging because they swing freely. And then on the other side of that is a mini rock wall you have to climb across to get to the next platform.
Oh, I love it. I have so much adrenaline going on right now just from doing that last course. This has been so incredibly exciting. What age? What's the oldest age that you've had on this?
We've had someone do up to 90 years do the courses.
Oh, that's amazing.
Not all of them. They didn't get past the intermediate course, but they were able to do some of it, which was really great for them.
And what's the youngest age that could do a course like this?
Potentially 8 years old, but they have to have a minimum reach of 5'11", so reaching up.
5'11".
We haven't found too many 8-year-olds that can reach that, but
Yeah.
around 10 or 11 is when they can do the more advanced ones.
Okay, gotcha. Well, this has been absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for having us here.
Problem.
It has been a total adventure for me. So thank you so much for watching Uxbridge Scugog Life. If you want to be on the show, make sure you check out the email below and send me an email and we can get you on the show. So we will see you next time for lots more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Operation Smile, alongside our medical volunteers, provides safe cleft surgery to children free of charge thanks to generous donors like you. That was until we fell into a pandemic.
If you only knew what I'm going.
By December, tens of thousands more children will be waiting for surgery. Please help us keep our promise and deliver smiles to children in need when surgeries resume.
I'm Eric Marchino's Cinema Scene in Review. Join me for a monthly movie roundup of new releases either in theaters or available to stream. See you next time in Review.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. And I'm Allison. Coming up on the next episode of The Parenting Show, we're talking about getting kids to help and pitch in.
Oh yes, and you can do it without yelling and nagging. We'll show you how.
Only on Rogers TV.
On Uxbridge Scugog Life. Thank you.
So you're just going to step up on this black step here and use this coil to pull yourself up, okay?
All right. So that was so fun. If you are looking for some adventure, I definitely recommend trying out Treetop Eco Adventure Park in Oshawa, and it's just 5 minutes from Port Perry. So it is super close, really convenient, and so fun for the whole family. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did axe throwing. I've always wanted to try axe throwing, and I did it. And I feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun. Ow! So if you're interested in being on the show, definitely send us an email. You'll see the email address at the bottom. And, you know, if you have an event or you just want to teach the community about something, maybe a new business has opened up, you have a product or service, tell us about it, and then we can share it. We'll spread the news to the community. So thank you for joining me today, and thank you so much to the crew here. It was so fun, and I want to thank Tyler Richards for providing us the opportunity to come out here and to have an absolute blast. They also have summer camps. Now, right now they are full. I understand they're taking a wait list, but by the end of the summer, you can even check in now, but by the end of the summer, you'll be able to sign up for summer 2022 for summer camps, and they would be an absolute blast. So thank you so much for watching Uxbridge Scugog Life. We will see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
The first day of National Indigenous Peoples Day was on June 21st, 1996.
We celebrate the unique heritage, languages, cultural practices, spiritual beliefs, and vast history of connection to the lands, now called Kanata or Canada. The contributions and stewardship that are the foundations of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit ways of life are deep, powerful, and meaningful. We have our own name for this great country, Turtle Island. We've always been here honoring all creation with our songs, stories, and deep relationships to Earth Mother.